Hello, I want to read the Triumphal Entry. And by the way, none of these stories are by me, of course. One day, Jesus and his close friends walked toward a town called Jerusalem. They went there every year at that time to celebrate with a feast. All of a sudden, outside the city gates of Jerusalem, Jesus stopped. He had decided to send some of his followers ahead. He had a job for them. Go to this town, he said. You will see a donkey tied there, which no one has ridden. Untie it and bring it back to me. If anyone asks you why you are taking the donkey, just tell them the Lord needs it. The followers looked surprised, but they did as he asked, running inside the gates of Jerusalem to find the donkey. Look, said one of them, there is a donkey tied to the house over there, just like Jesus said. Trouble turning the page. How did Jesus know there would be a donkey? Asked another. Because he is Jesus, said a third follower. They untied the donkey. Suddenly 2 young men walked around the corner. What are you doing with our donkey? One of the young men asked. The Lord needs it, the followers said. Fine, said the young man, you may borrow it. The friends of Jesus took the donkey and walked it outside the city gates. It was just like you said, Jesus, the followers exclaimed. Jesus got on a donkey and rode into the town of Jerusalem. Many people had come to visit Jerusalem that day for the feast. When the people saw Jesus riding down the middle of the streets of Jerusalem on a donkey, they gathered palm branches and began to wave them in the air. Suddenly the crowd began to chant, Hosanna, Hosanna. Others shouted, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. As Jesus rode the donkey through town, the crowds cheered and chanted for a long time. The followers of Jesus became a little nervous. What's going on? One follower asked another, Why are the people making a fuss over Jesus? But none of them knew what to make of the scene. The crowd is chanting things from the scriptures, said one of the followers. Yes, said another follower. They are talking about Jesus. One group of men stood behind the crowd and grumbled. They called themselves the Pharisees. I've had enough of this, Jesus, said a Pharisee. The people should be paying attention to us, not him. I know, said another. We're the teachers of the scriptures. We should be getting the praise. So the Pharisees began to think of a way they could get rid of Jesus. Now, some people know that Jesus would preach against, people who were religious but didn't really actually love God. They just talked the talk. Like these Pharisees, they didn't walk the walk. So they're modern day, false people who, I don't know how to put it, modern day people who pretend they love God and, sometimes they're religious fanatics. They don't know the scriptures. They don't obey God. And they hate people a lot of time. So that's something people have to remember. You have to watch. You see it through the way they live, whether they love the Lord. And I just want to mention that because of the last part I read. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.